Hello and welcome back to Put to Practice Cooking. Today we are going to be making a Dr. Pepper pound cake. It's going to be pound cake's pretty easy. It's a lot of just slowly mixing things. Just pour it into a bun cake pan. Really good. I made this when I was first starting to actually cook stuff and everything, and it turned out really great. And since another Dr. Pepper recipe, I thought I do it again for the Dr. Pepper series we're kind of starting. So. Also, we're going to be trying to experiment a little bit with different shots, so we'll see how well that turns out. If you don't see any difference, that means I didn't really like how the angles were, and we'll be back to normal stuff. So, see you in a second. All right, so here we have our mixer, brand new KitchenAid mixer I got for myself from a kind of from a new place, so I thought it was pretty good. So, first off, we got our 1 1/4 butter, so that's 2 full sticks, and then 1/2 of a stick of unsalted butter. Make sure it's unsalted. Put that right in there. I had to put it in here to warm it up a little bit. I pulled it straight out of the fridge. And then here's our, I think it's 2 1/4. Just make sure to double check at the bottom. Put that right in with there, everything. Yeah, so much sugar, so just hit me FY about that. So now we're going to mix this up until it's all incorporated. Then we're going to put the eggs in one at a time. Then we'll do our salt and then this. And then once we get to that point, then we'll add our Dr. Pepper. So let's go ahead and get started with this. What it now says to do is, well, you can't really see it too much on, just so you can see. So that's what we got right now. So kind of just sugary clumps, I guess. So what we'll do now is what you're supposed to do is make sure this is on low, and while you're doing it, you're putting in 1 egg at a time. So I'm going to do this on low. Now 1 egg at a time. Well, if you missed it, basically what happened is one of my eggs somehow were stuck at the bottom of the carton, and then the whole top ripped off. So that was terrible. So. Okay, so now we're going to just keep continuing. We're doing a similar thing. So now we're going to put in our salt. And now we're going to do a little bit at a time until it's incorporated. So this is going to be our entire flour, but so let's put in small batches. You gotta be careful though, because even though it's at low speed, you might need to pick it up a little bit, because if you do it too little, then it's going to get all jammed up in the motor and then it's going to cause it to break. So once you hear it's struggling a little bit, turn it up a little bit. If you have one of these, otherwise you can try to do all this by hand, but trust me, it's not going to be easy. At the very least, use a hand mixer if you don't have a KitchenAid. I'm sure it can handle a lot of stuff. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is putting in our Dr. Pepper. That'd be about a cup, so that's going to be probably most of this. Okay, so we're going to pour that right in there. Okay, now we are going to, it's locked, and we're going to do this for about 1 to 2 minutes until it's kind of fully incorporated. So we'll be right back for this. Okay, that did not work. Okay. Make sure it's on low, because that made a whole mess. That looks a lot better. So now we got the ribbons we're looking for. See, nice and goopy now. That Dr. Pepper really evened it out a bit. That's good. All right, so give me 1 second to clean up, and we'll pour this all in our pan and whatnot. I also realized I did not set the oven, so it might be a little bit longer before we actually put it in the oven. So be back. Oh yeah, it's going to be 325. I forgot about that, but again, if you read down below, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I forgot that for my oven, so might be a little bit. So see you in a bit. Hello. So while we have our oven going, I thought I do our vanilla sauce we're going to be putting on top later on. So what you do, you're going to put in a cup of powdered sugar, then 2 tablespoons of milk, and then a 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I just put them together, that's why it looks kind of gross. So we're just going to put that right in there. All right. Then use just a whisk and then just mix it up. I'm gonna keep this in the fridge. Check it every so often to make sure that it's stays how it is. If it's getting too thick, which mine is a little bit, maybe just put a bit more milk in here. That'll thin it down a little bit. So you got your stuff. So now I'll be back once the oven's all good. So we're back. So here's our bundt pan. I just sprayed it with a bit of non-stick spray, but you can probably use just a little bit more butter and kind of just spread it around. So let's get this in here. All right, so there is our cake. So now what we're going to do is put it in the oven for 325 for 90 minutes to 100 minutes, so about an hour and a half through an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm gonna do 95. The best way to tell is to use a toothpick to go in the middle parts, and then if it comes out clean, then it should be all good. If not, then just let it cook for a little bit longer. Likely I'm gonna have to cook it a bit longer because of how my oven is. Already a couple videos now, it should already explain that I'm still trying to get used to this. So see you once I pull it out of the oven. All right, we are back. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the mic at first, so you missed clearing it out, but some of it came stuck on the side, so I'm gonna try to. You got to make sure to really butter it, otherwise, if you don't do it right, then this will be your whole cake instead of just me, how I only have some chunks missing. So should be okay. A little bit of grafting will be fine. So okay, whatever. It's all good. Don't worry about it. So now you have to wait for about 30 minutes to let it cool. So once it's cool, then we can put on the stuff. While we're waiting, our caramel sauce is going to take about like 20 minutes to cool as well. So I will move the camera over, then we can get working on that while this chills. All right, so next thing we're going to do is do our caramel sauce. So what we're going to do first is going to put our sugar in here, let it melt until it gets to the caramel that we're looking for. Then we're going to take it off heat and let the residual heat of it melt the butter, and then we're going to do the same thing with the cream. If it seizes up, then we can put it back on the heat and let it melt a bit more. So start with the sugar. That's 1 full cup. We're just gonna stir that. Gotta keep an eye on it, because if you don't want to let it burn on there. I'm going to let it sit there just for a second while I grab the remaining ingredients. So it's finally gotten to a point where it doesn't need anymore. So we are going to do this. I'll put this butter right in there. It should melt like nothing. Butter's almost completely gone now. Making sure I'm getting all the angles. So now we're going to pour some of this in. getting that, so nice and goopy, but as you see, something's on the side, so just gotta get that heat down. Okay, so, you know what? I'll just let that soak. So, all right. So turning off heat, and I'm going to increase the timer to about 20 minutes. Let that chill. I'll keep an eye on it, and once we get to the good part, I will show us decorating it, and I'll cut us a slice and all that fun stuff. So be back after the cooling down part. All right, we are back. So now after the caramel has cooled a bit, we're now going to pour it right over our cake. Now we got our vanilla salsa ready in a piping bag, and now I've just got to cut it right out. Wow, that definitely looks a lot different because, as I said before, you're supposed to put the vanilla on the bottom and then the caramel, but I feel that looks a lot better. To be honest, it looked a bit better when it wasn't absolutely caking with it, but hey, I think it still looks good. So I'm going to take a picture for the channel, and then I'll get our taste test ready. All right, so here's our nice slice of cake. Let's give it a nice slice. Oh, so good. Sorry, takes a bit to chew. Sorry. So really good. So you get the spices of the Dr. Pepper. So it's not like in your face. It's not like just like you're drinking a bottle of Dr. Pepper. You just get like all the, I guess the what is it, the 30, 42 or whatever the amount of spices there is, and then caramel gives a nice do that, and then a nice little bit of flavor, and then the vanilla adds a little extra to it as well. So, hope yours turned out as good as mine, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.